I'd like to welcome everybody to the April 8th Hyde Park Town Board regular meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I have a motion to accept the meetings from March 11th?
Make a motion to accept the minutes for March 11th?
Yes. I have a second?
Second.
Second call.
Okay. Does any of the town board members have any conflict of interest regarding any of the items listed tonight on tonight's agenda?
No.
Nope.
Do this first?
We're going to do the resolutions first, right?
Oh, we should do that one first if you're going to read the resolution. Okay. Do we have any public comments, town business, for any of the resolutions for tonight? Okay.
You too?
All right, Mark, you're up.
Sure.
Resolution 48-1 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve memorandum of agreement in connection with the collective bargaining agreement between the Town of Hyde Park Police Benevolent Association and the Town of Hyde Park.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prime.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prusakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye, motion carried.
Resolution 48-2 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to appoint Jonathan J. Luing as a part-time police assistant for the Town of Hyde Park Police Department.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prime.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prusakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye, motion carried.
Jonathan's here tonight. Jonathan, want to stand up?
Congratulations.
Then we'll do,
We're going to do them all and then...
yeah, we'll do the third one and then
Okay.
we can do that.
Resolution 48-3 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to appoint Sean Massey as a full-time police officer for the Town of Hyde Park Police Department.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prime.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prusakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye, motion carried.
We're going to swear them in.
Please hold.
Sure, yeah.
Is there more?
I, Jonathan Leon, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of part-time police assistant
of part-time police assistant
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
You are so sworn. Truck, another ticket.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Congratulations. Snapshot on the other side of this. Together. Picture here. Stand by.
Sean Massey,
Sean Massey,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and faithfully discharge the duties
of full-time police officer
of full-time police officer
according to the best of my
according
ability.
to the best of my ability.
You are so sworn.
Sean was one of my DARE students. Back in the day.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Must be a glitch in it.
Thank you.
Official.
Thank you.
Nobody came.
They're dangerous.
Well, our new outlets came in. I knew them on the proof. Lisa said he was like a fucking idiot.
We're going to shift now from the resolutions to the workshop. First workshop is the introduction of Hometown Heroes Banners program. Craig Elderkin, you have the floor.
Thank you. Craig Elderkin, Chairman of the Hyde Park Veterans Committee.
Donna Chisek, member of the Hyde Park Veterans Committee.
I'm David Maggie, member of the Hyde Park Veterans Committee.
And hopefully soon to be Dave Hyde Park, you know. And this is Tim Middlebrook. He represents the Wreaths Across America. He is with the director of the Sons of the American Revolution, and we'll talk about that later. So when we started the program, and you guys appointed the committee, was in mid of '22, and you know, a lot of learning experience. We looked at other towns, their banner program sizes. We looked at where they got them done. We looked at the application. And I don't want to say we didn't reinvent the wheel. We just kind of moved it from the front to the back. And we modified the application to what information that we needed. And again, it's a learning process. So our mission statement is to honor, remember, and to assist our hometown veterans. And again, in numerous different ways. The first project, again, was to establishing the Hometown Hero Banner Program. We received applications from other towns, looked at them, and did what we did. I'm going to say without Carol Miller, this program would not have got off. I mean, she took it and really ran with it, and 2 secretaries later, we're actually still doing good. We got hiccups, but we're going. But she did an awesome job. So we looked at the cost of the banners. We looked at the size of the banners. We happen to live in the Hudson Valley in the right-of-way of the Hudson River, and we get a lot of north and south wind. Storms always come out of the west. If you look at Pleasant Valley on Route 44, they actually have slits cut in them so that they'll be able to go through, but they're not as heavy as a mill that we got. The other part is you had to slow down to kind of look and read them. Ours are 5 foot. And again, we looked at different people, we looked at different programs, the different sizes, and the price is $250 a banner. That's the going rate. That includes the brackets, the heavy-duty brackets that come with it, because the normal brackets are what like Environmental Vision did, and they're almost like just a piece of aluminum. Ours are heavy-duty brackets. They don't move, but as you driven up and down, some of the banners have kind of slid out a little bit. We've now tied them to the banner brackets themselves. We did apply for a grant, and we got a $7,500 grant from the Dutchess County Veterans Program to help get us going and to pay for the upgraded brackets. All the money that's collected through this program, because it's not, Pleasant Valley runs a 50c3. It's separate from the town, but it's run by a town employee. Here, this is run by you guys totally. All money that's paid goes into a line item in the comptroller's office. It follows whatever town rules and regulations that you have to follow. So everything is done through the town. If we order the banners, The applications are out. Right now, we're on round 4. Round 1, we did 16. Round 2, we did 14. Round 3, we did 16. Right now, we're at 22 or 23, depending on some money coming in for round 4. We cannot just put the banners up on any pole whatsoever. The town sends a letter to Central Hudson requesting poles. Central Hudson approves the poles, sends it back to the town, and then you guys have to pass a resolution authorizing the insurance coverage to go up on the poles. This is a total volunteer committee that does the research and putting them up on the poles themselves. It's no cost to the town and no cost anywhere else. We do have other town organizations that have raised money on behalf of the banner committee, and we've asked them to keep their money, and on request we can go to them and say, hey, we have an issue. Is there any funds available to help somebody that may need it? The other issue we have is if we have a veteran that is killed in action, that comes out of that $7,500 grant. The town is, when we first started, said that they will pay for the killed in action volunteer veterans. We have decided that because we have St. Andrews Road, which is Dutchess County Veterans Highway, that all killed in action veterans will go on that road alone. So we started here on Route 9, and again, the town supervisor and I had our differences on why we did that, but I understood, and because of the Memorial Day, 4th of July parades, it got a lot more exposure, and again, we filled in pretty much everything. We still have little room from the light here down to St. Andrews Road. We have now secured the poles for 9G, again from the East Park Light down to St. Andrews Road. We did receive a phone call from someone in the village of Statsburg, wanted to know where the Statsburg people were. She was informed that no one from Statsburg has applied except for one, and we cannot put them on back roads. We can put them on state highway, and when we run out, we will then ask the county for permission to put them on a county road, but we will not put them back in developments or anywhere else. They're not going to be seen. If you want to sit in your lawn chair and look out the window and see it, then so be it, but they're going to be on the main roads. So we've decided we have 2 banners that we're working on that we will put in Statsburg on Old Post Road. One is Manning Livingston. He was a Civil War veteran who was killed at Gettysburg. And to put him up on St. Andrews Road, there's no connection. To put him on Old Post Road at the War Memorial, just south of the firehouse, there's a connection. We also have a gentleman named William White. He was a member of Dinsmore Hose Company. He was not killed in World War I, but he died of pneumonia, so he died in country. He's actually buried in France. We've reached out to Bob Lindell from the Statsburg Library to find out if we have a picture. We understand the White family just left a couple years ago, so we're trying to find a picture. We're in the process of again, doing round 4. We pretty much talked about St. Andrews Road. The other thing that we did is we went and partnered with Reefs Across America. I've done it down in Wappingers for years. So after 3 years of not getting COVID, responding as a first responder, went to the Dutchess County Fair and got COVID. So my thing was to walk the Union Cemetery, and people need to understand that the town has taken over Union Cemetery. When Union had it, they made a phone call and got things done. The town has parliamentary procedures. You need RFPs, you need bids, you just can't get things done. The other thing is Facebook is a good thing, Facebook is a bad thing. So I pretty much go there once a week and walk around and take care of most of the issues that we have, and clean the stones and do some other stuff over there. So one day I went out and I counted the veterans we have in Union, and as of last November, we had 552 veterans buried at Union alone. 75 in St. James, 60 plus in Cromelbo, 14 or 17 in Stoutenburg. I even checked the old cemetery on Haviland Road up on the hill. There's nobody up there that we know. We do have 2 Revolutionary War buried up on the Mills property. They were captains. We did Dutch Reform. We have a couple Revolutionary War buried there. So we decided to, I decided to contact some different organizations, and we were able to raise money because, again, it was short notice. The Wreaths Across America had a buy one, get two free. You know, it's like a Kohl's Cash thing. But it was from December 16th to January 16th. To get permission, I came in and met with Al the first week of January. Excuse me, now it goes off. They turned around and said, I think it's a great idea, let's go for it. And within the 3-week period, we were able to raise enough money to cover 839 graves. That event is annually. It's usually the third weekend in December, but this year it's the second, so it'll be December 14th at noon at Union. But we'll figure out the logistics of getting things done at the other cemeteries. And again, we can't do this on the 3 of us, 4 of us soon to be. So we partnered with Scouting. So Troop 37 has a Eagle Scout project with the assistance of Rob Sweet. We were able to get a map of Union, and the Eagle Scouts will plot in a 3-ring binder and a thumb drive. I don't know how much longer a thumb drive is going to be usable with the way of technology, because I still have things on a floppy disk that I can't use anymore. But anyway, this way here, if something happens or I move on, that we can get it over, and again, we'll account for every veteran that is in our cemeteries. Rob is really good about emailing and updating us on veterans services that he has, during the year. So it's an ongoing project, but the Scouts are going to help us out. The Scouts are going to assist us, along with the fire departments, the day of December 14th, purchasing the banners and doing the ceremony themselves. We also partnered with the Hyde Park Police and Hyde Park Schools this past November, and went and did Stop and Shop. They were able to donate food to 2 local veterans for Thanksgiving. And we also, for the Transportation Department, they collected food and other items for over a month, and we were able to deliver them to Dutchess County Vet to Vet program out on 44, filled their pantry. So we are, again, just partnering with everybody else. The other part we've addressed, and again, it's just something that shows up on Facebook. We have people who like to come sit at our plaza entrances. Dutchess County is probably one of the leading counties when it comes to veteran services. And being familiar with them, I have approached some of these people, some that I've seen down at, Poughkeepsie at a plaza, the same one. They come up here, they'll wear a Marine jacket or they'll wear a Navy hat, and you ask them what's a DD-214, they have no idea. It tells me right off the bat that they are not a veteran. And once we do address the issue, if they are a veteran, we direct them to where they can get the social service program through the county. But again, most of the ones, I'm going to say 99.9% of the ones you see, they just travel between the different plazas, and they are not veterans. There was an issue on Facebook where people were, we need to support our veterans, and yes, we do, but we need to support real veterans, not the make-believe or wannabes. So, the other part, we met with the rec department. The rec department, along with the Scouts, Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts.
It's you.
Yeah.
There's a structure fire, so,
Yeah,
right now.
somewhere. They do the flag burning ceremony, usually in June, and we really don't have a central place to collect flags. So we were going to be asking permission to purchase a drop box off of Amazon. I won't tell you the price, it's not that bad. And mount it on the wall next to the tax and water bill box. This way here, because you're only closed on weekends, so somebody can check the box to see, you know, where the flags are. This way we can collect the flags and properly retire them when the time comes. So, any questions for me before I turn you over to him?
Doing a great job, Craig.
It's a learning situation because we have what I call grandpa stories. So you get someone that comes in and they fill out the application and they put it in, and we have connections with, you know, Dutchess County, and Dave has been very good about getting banner or the metal stuff, and we go and we look at it and we're like, how'd that happen? You know, again, the stories got embellished over time. We've, you know, had to clear up people from a military standpoint. The funniest one so far is John Golding. John Golden was the first banner. John Golden's the first banner up. So we put the banner up and we got an email from someone who stated that John Golden was in Normandy, John Golden was in Belgium, John Golden was in Germany. John Golden was a bomb site mechanic. He was in England, and his job was to fix the bomb site. His bomb squadron flew to France, flew to Belgium, and flew to Germany. But John Golden himself never physically left England. He just was a mechanic that worked on it. So once we clarified that, the person was happy. The next one we had was people don't understand the difference between a Bronze Star, which is a citation ribbon, and a Bronze Battle Star, which is if you were in World War II, you had, let's just say, the European medal, or no, Pacific medal, and you fought in Iwo Jima, Okinawa, Guam, you get a battle star for each major conflict that you were in. So there's, you know, we need to educate people on that, and most of the people are pretty good. The other thing is working with the company that puts the banners up, we do not tell you where they're going. We will try to accommodate you to the best of our ability when they put the application in. But other than that, we won't tell them when it's up, because anybody who tries to stand on Route 9 on the side of the road, it's not healthy. And again, after they're up, we'll kind of tell you where they are. So, but we don't want you to be there when the trucks are there and we're actually doing it. So, if that answers everybody's questions. Okay.
Well, I got one thing to say. I know that Donnie Veith and Bob Delarm, and there's, I mean, your whole board is volunteer, and I know social media, Hyde Park neighbors, I call it the Hyde Park Complaint Department.
Yep.
People were complaining that they were too much money for $250 and this and that. The town and all the volunteers were not making a nickel off of this. What the cost of the bracket with everything and the banner is what we're charging each person, so there's no money switching hands, there's no profit. The person that's installing them with Veith Electric and the whole team, they're coming out with their bucket truck on Saturdays, Sundays, and working along the edge of the road. They're donating their time, they're not getting paid. So just to clarify that you guys are doing a phenomenal job, and if we had more volunteers like you, it would be great for us.
Again, we went
Thank
with a
you.
higher quality banner because of the fact of the weather conditions that we have. The one thing that we don't have, we're north and south. The sun goes east and west. So Pleasant Valley, they're getting the sun in the morning and the sun in the afternoon. We kind of get a little bit, but not a direct sunlight. But we went to a higher quality mill thickness. And again, the only issues we had, some of them blew off. We were able to put them back on and tie wrap them and do it the right way. It's a learning experience. So.
And the brackets you're using are designed for high wind.
They are heavy duty,
They
yeah.
cost almost as much as what we're collecting.
Yeah. So.
Looked at one other manufacturer first too, right?
Yeah, we looked at a local person first, lives in town, and again, we decided to go with this other company out of Hudson, and that's where pretty much Pleasant Valley, East Fishkill, Beekman, and everybody else goes. And the setup time, if we put them in on a Monday, we usually get them back within a week. We then send them back out to the families to be proofed. Once they're approved, they come back, we send them up. If we put them in on a Monday, we're usually picking them up on Friday. And then we bring them back here and we reproof them. And then we put poll numbers or put them in an order and let Veith know where they're gonna go. Probably wanna know where I am, so. All right. So, for the wreath part, because that's a whole different thing that we partnered with, and this is Tim Middlebrook.
I just have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
More on the banners. What if somebody can't afford the $250? Does it come out of the county grant?
I have asked people to, I've messaged people. I don't go back on Facebook and tell, I messaged them, if you have an issue, please submit the banner. Please submit the application. We will do our best to try to find funding for that. Again, we've had a couple of organizations come forward and say they will assist us, which is great. But, you know, as John stated, the price is the price. But if you do need assistance, give it to us and we'll try to work it out. I'm not going to say it may not happen in the next week or month, but we will try to find something to do it. You know, hopefully today, if people see this, that more people will, you know, be willing to donate a little bit. You know, again, there's a lot of things to do to support the veterans. And again, we are putting banners up. Dots here, the Chambers, Hyde Park Chambers paying for a couple of banners.
Nice.
One of the banners that I asked Dot to assist with today, we have two gentlemen who were buried at Dutch Reformed Church. They are Civil War veterans. Sometime in 1936 or 37, they were dug up and relocated to Union. We tried to figure out how they did, you know, why, where, but the post office is sitting here. So the president, being the president, and that's where the post office is going, they dug up a lot of people and relocated. These gentlemen were Hyde Park residents prior to. They served in the Civil War in the 26th and 20th Colored Brigade. I actually found their map, not where Mill Road and Stoutenburg are now, but if you went up Mill Road one more turn, there was a road there and a bunch of property, and the gentleman lived up there and ran a farm. So we don't have their picture, so we're going to put both their names on one banner with their regimental seal, and then that'll be mounted on a pole outside of Union Cemetery. So,
Thank you.
Good deal.
so.
Real quick, I'll be brief, hopefully. My name is Tim Middlebrook. I am, I guess in this capacity, chapter president of Columbia Mid-Hudson Valley chapter of the SAR. We encompass this area, Dutchess, Columbia, Greene, and Ulster counties, and have for the last 50-plus years. We've been involved in Wreaths Across America program for some years, specifically with Stoutenburg and the Stoutenburg family, going back to when we marked the graves of the Stoutenburgs and the family several years ago now. I've become very close to them, and we mark their graves every year automatically for Wreaths Across America. We go and do it. They know we're going to be there. And again, it's a small cemetery. It's, I think, 23 altogether, 24, something like that at the most. So this past year, we decided to expand up to, where? Crum Elbow, thank you. We decided the DAR got in touch with us, Daughters of the American Revolution, asked if we would consider expanding up to there. That was 60 graves. We were able to get them all funded by the time of Wreaths Across America in December. We went up there, we did a grave marking up there, then we went to Stoutenburg. And, excuse me, I'm recovering from pneumonia, so I'm going to give this a shot. So then we, shortly thereafter, after we did Wreaths Across America, Craig, I get a phone call, and I answered it, about doing Wreaths Across America. And Union was on our radar for next year. I had no idea how many were there until I talked to Craig. We went up there. So then he went to town, and like he said, we've got 3 more cemeteries all wreaths bought, ready to go, you know, for next year. Crum Elbows and Stoutenburg is ours and will be, but we're associated now with all of them. We continue to take orders through about the last week of November, give or take. I have order forms here I'll leave with, I guess you.
Yep.
If anybody wants to order throughout the year, grave-specific or just ordered by cemetery. And it doesn't have to be here in Dutchess County, obviously, it can be anywhere in the country. So if you got a relative like I do in Western New York, where I came from, you can do one up there. The purpose of Wreaths Across America is to have a wreath on every veteran's grave in the U.S., well, actually in the world. That's their goal. They're getting there, they got a long way to go, but they've come a long way. So, we've been actively involved, the DAR is actively involved, the veterans, fire companies, all around the country are actively involved. And we will continue to do our thing through the SAR and the DAR, and now, joined with Hyde Park here to work these cemeteries and other ones throughout the county, so.
They can actually go on the website, the Wreaths website, and they can actually specifically say cemetery, so it will be to that cemetery. He gets an email letting us know how many. When it gets closer, just letting you know, I'm going to take one of your bay garages over at Union for a while, because it comes in on a tractor trailer. We'll unload, divvy them up between the cemeteries, and then make sure the night before that they all go to the appropriate cemeteries. Again, the scouts and the fire departments have stated they'll step up and help us, but the ones there, we're probably going to have to, put inside a garage for a day or two.
The cemeteries are held this year on the second Saturday of the month. It's usually the third, but it's getting too close to Christmas this year. So they've opted to go back to the second Saturday of the month in December. Ceremonies are usually at 12 noon. That's across the country, but that is flexible. As long as one of them's done at 12 noon, whether Union, Stoutenburg, Chrome Elbow, the other ones we're going to have to work around. We can only be in so many places at once. I'm also doing Wardenburg Cemetery up in Rhinebeck. I started them this past year. They've got about, what they just tell me, 75 we're working on up there, so I'm involved with them as well. I can only be in 2 places at once as I was last year. I can't be in 5 places at once. So, so that's the plan. If anybody has any questions, otherwise we're going to be, working with Craig, and anybody can find me through the DAR or the SAR, anybody, they'll find me. But if you have any questions, feel free.
Any board members have any questions?
No, thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
The last is, the American Legion Post 1303 does the flags that go up before Memorial Day. The flags are put up by the scouts, and we'll have a better, again, accountability with the Eagle Scout Project. So those gentlemen buy the flags, and the scouts help put them up. The regulation is they only need to be up for 10 days after Memorial Day, and then that's it. We kind of leave them up until one of us walks around and they start falling apart, and we'll start taking them off, because I noticed in June and July a lot of people were on Facebook going, hey, there's no flag at my father's, or no. They're only required to be there 10 days, and we leave them up as long as we can, and then we take them down. Flags do not have to be put back up for Veterans Day. That's up to the individual family if they want to do so. Or if we get funding enough to do it, then we can, we can take that on. But again, the flags are only supposed to be on 10 days after Memorial Day. So if they're up 2 months, they're up 2 months. If they're up 10 days, they're only up 10 days. So I know that's one of the public's concerns, so. And the other thing I have now, if you put something on a cemetery grave over there at Union, please come back and take it off. Some were really decorated for the holidays, and they don't come back. And it's left up to you people to hire somebody to go clean all that out of there. And it's not a barrel, it's a dump truck load that needs to be taken care of. And again, with all the wind we've had, whatever you left by a headstone probably is not there, it's all over the place. So,
one thing with wreaths across America as well is traditionally the wreaths come off no later than President's Weekend. I'm sorry, what's in January? Martin Luther King weekend. At the latest.
Weather permitting.
Yeah. I go down and do, I do Chrome Elbow. Well, Chrome Elbow they did themselves. I do Stoutenburg myself. We'll have to work it out how they want to do the other ones. But this, or the cemeteries, but they are usually down no later than that weekend, so.
And the wreaths, we take the bow off, and then they're collected and donated to some goat farm. So they're recycled.
The goats like them.
Goats like them. Don't like the banner, no.
Nah, they don't.
So, any questions?
No, we're good. Thank you.
Hopefully it'll continue on, get better and bigger.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
Want to do the Girl Scout thing? Appreciate that she's here. And then we'll go to the parking and stuff and then list the resolutions. Right? Ask Rob if he wants to come up to the day, right?
Rob, is Madalena here? Yes. Bring her up to the dais.
Yeah, yeah. Come up to the, this is Mandolina, we're gonna give a little certificate to her. Come up out front, guys. You guys want to do a picture?
Yeah, sure.
Yep, so Maddie completed her Girl Scout Gold Award by contacting me and then working diligently to put it together. 2 free little libraries, one at Hyde Park by a new playground, and then the other one is down at Riverfront where everybody goes to eat lunch and dinner and everything. So this has helped promote reading and everything throughout the town. And she's probably one of the best candidates I've worked with since I've been here. Worked hard, she fundraised for them, she built them, she stocked them, she did everything from scratch. So
This is a certificate of recognition awarded to you for receiving the highest honor of the Gold Scout Award with the Girl Scouts of America Troop 41. Yeah, 41. Town of Hyde Park commends you for such an outstanding accomplishment. Here you go.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's great.
Rob, come on over this side. Very nice job. Appreciate it. All right, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for your hard work. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
They look so good.
People are using them.
Yeah.
I read it the other day, we went, we stopped it. Yeah.
One week, I put them up to one of them. Then they came out there.
Moving on to the rules and regs.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, where'd we leave off on
We're gonna do
resolutions?
the parking lot stuff real quick, right?
Oh, yeah, no, that's right. Deputy Lombardi is going to discuss the code, Chapter 80 rules and regulations for the parking lot here at the town hall.
So right now, we have a Town of Hyde Park law for, it's a town law, Chapter 80, for the parking restrictions and parking out on the rear parking lot of the town hall. There are 6 spaces out there that we usually rent out for people that have an extra car or live in the general vicinity and want to park in that parking lot. They can pay a fee of $100 per quarter to get a permit from the town and basically park their car. We've been going out on a regular basis, and in fact, you go out there now, there's been everything from dump trucks to cars parked there for 2, 3 days, 4 days. Everybody's using the parking lot at their convenience, and the problem that we got is that parking lot isn't designed for that. The parking lot is designed for the Town of Hyde Park employees. The residents that live in the general vicinity have a couple spots, and then the 6 additional spots are supposed to be income related for the town. When we started going over the Chapter 80, we found out that, talking to the clerk's office, that the process was that you would pay a quarterly fee of $100, I believe, per quarter. and then you would get a parking permit. But to get that parking permit, you needed to physically come into the town hall, you need to bring your driver's license, your insurance card, you name it, everything that you could possibly think of to get this process taken care of, and you physically had to come into the town hall yourself. You couldn't have anybody else come in. So when we started talking to a couple of the permittees that didn't renew the permits, they basically said, well, listen, I'm not going to take off a day's work or do this or do that to go through this process to get this permit. It seems to be kind of convoluted. So with the discussions with the town board members, we thought that we could possibly simplify it by doing something where we can give a yearly permit out, just as long as the applicant wanted to pay for a 12-month permit and come in and basically give all your paperwork once and then get your permit for the parking and then move out and put your permit out there. And then just as long as your car had insurance on it, and of course, there was no issues with the rules and regulations, we wouldn't bother you. So we are contemplating now, and that's why we wanted to bring it up to the public at this meeting, we are contemplating changing the rules and regulations, so instead of every quarter coming to the town clerk to get a permit, we would do it once a year, and we would charge the $400 fee, and you would pay one time yearly, and then basically get your permit, and then hopefully that will address a lot of our concerns. So this is a discussion purposes only, out to the public. If anybody that's out there that's hearing that uses that parking lot and wants to give us some input or tell us anything else that we should be doing, we're willing to hear what they have to say. Above and beyond that, starting tonight, the Hyde Park Police were informed to go out. We have a window, believe it or not, with the code that's from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. to ticket these cars that are out there. So under the supervisor's request and talking to the police chief, we decided that we would go out over the next couple of nights, put nicely warning signs on the cars to say, hey, we're starting to tighten down on the rules and regulations here. Please come over and see the clerk, have a conversation. If you're going to leave your car or truck in the parking lot, there's going to be a new sheriff in town and new rules that you're going to have to abide by. So hopefully in the next couple of nights, we'll with the warnings on the cars, people will understand with this public comment period, to understand what we're trying to do. And we're, after next month, we'll start changing the local law to make the provisions to make this correction. Any questions from the town board members?
Nope. Anyone out there, any questions at all? No? Okay, thank you, John.
Are we moving on to resolutions?
Back to the resolutions.
Resolution 48-4 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve a memorandum of agreement in connection with the collective bargaining agreement between the Town of Hyde Park Police Bolivian Association and the Town of Hyde Park.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prime.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wasquita.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prusakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 48-5 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve the attendance of Police Chief Robert Benson to attend their International Association of Chiefs of Police Conference, October 18th through the 22nd of 2024.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prime.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wasquita.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prusakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 48-6 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve Nunc-Pro-Tunc Sergeant Michael Stallone and Sergeant Alec Brandow to attend a 3-week course in police supervision training, March 18th to the 22nd, April 15th to the 19th, May 20th to the 24th, 2024, at the Ulster County Law Enforcement Training Group in Kingston, New York.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
All right, will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prime.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wasquita.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prusakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 48-7 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to acknowledge the resignation of Town of Hyde Park Highway Department Motor Equipment Operator Jacob Chase.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prisakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 48-8 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve Highway Foreman Scott Myers, Motor Equipment Operator Jerry Serchia, Randolph Diedrich, and Julio Soto to attend a work zone traffic control workshop on April 9th, 2024 at the Dutchess County Farm and Home Center in Millbrook, New York.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prisakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 48-9 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve the attendance of Building Inspector Donald Westermeyer and Deputy Building Inspector Richard Longendijk to attend the Hudson Valley Code Enforcement Officials Educational Conference, April 16th through 18th of 2024.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prisakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 48-10 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to accept the proposal from Fitzgerald Carpentry and Lawn Care to maintain the ground maintenance at Union Cemetery for the period of April 9th, 2024 through November 15th, 2024.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prisakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 48-11 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to accept the proposal of LCS Landscapes for the lawn care maintenance of the town parks and prior properties for the period of April 15th, 2024 through November 15th, 2024.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prisakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 48-12 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Supervisor to submit the 2025 New York State Office of Children and Family Services Youth Development Grant through the Dutchess County Department of Community and Family Services for the Town of Hyde Park Recreation Learn to Swim program.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prisakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 48-13 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve vacation carryover for groundskeeper Gary Sabatino.
Okay. May I have a second?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prisakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 48-14 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve the purchase of a new postage machine for Town Hall.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prisakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 48-15 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Supervisor to execute a new lease agreement and maintenance agreement between the Town of Hyde Park and Canon Solutions America, Inc.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prisakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 48-16 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Clerk to issue a hawking and peddling license to Lynn Alessi of Carol's Hot Dogs.
May I have a second, please?
Second?
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Persikowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 48-17 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve the Hyde Park Zoning Administrator Kathleen Moss to attend the 2024 New York State Floodplain and Stormwater Managers Association Annual Conference on May 7th, 2024 in Glen Falls, New York.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Persikowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 48-18 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve the Hyde Park Zoning Administrator, do I have double?
No, it's
no.
another.
Oh, it's a different one.
one.
One, yeah.
To approve the Hyde Park Zoning Administrator Kathleen Moss to attend the Hudson Valley Regional Council HVRC 2024 Stormwater Series Workshop on April 9th, 2024 in Newburgh, New York.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Persikowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 48-19 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to commence the seeker review and referrals of action to adopt amendments to the zoning code regarding cannabis establishments.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take a roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Persikowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 48-20 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to schedule a special meeting for the consideration of a local law adopting zoning regulations regarding cannabis establishments.
Thanks, Don. Sorry. May I have a second, please?
Second?
Will the clerk please take a roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Persikowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion
I just want to, if I could just interrupt, I just want to put on the record that the town board has reviewed the proposed local law regulating the zoning of cannabis establishments, and that there's a copy of that local law that's available in the town clerk's office for anybody who wants to take a look at that.
Starting tomorrow, right?
starting tomorrow.
Effective tomorrow.
Effective.
Yep.
Thank you, council. Who left off where?
It's down to Mark.
Oh, sorry. Resolution 48-21 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve the Verizon Wireless bond application.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take a roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Persikowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye, motion carried.
Resolution 48-22 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve Nunk-Pro-Tunk Deputy Assessor Maureen Gilmartin to attend an online training for the New York State Assessor Association on March 13th, 2024.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take a roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Persikowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye, motion carried.
Resolution 48-23 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve Nunk-Pro-Tunk the attendance of the Town Supervisor Alfred Torgiani, Deputy Supervisor John Lombardi, Planning Board Secretary Cynthia Palinsa, Whitman, Zoning Administrator Kathleen Moss, Planning Board Chairman Michael Dupree, Planning Board members Stephanie Weiser, Robert Waters and Ann Dexter to attend the New York Planning Federation 83rd Conference Luncheon on April 8th, 2024.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take a roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wasquita.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Persikowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye, motion carried.
Resolution 48-24, wait a minute.
That's right.
Yes, 4824 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to appoint Cecilia Capola as a full-time secretary to the town supervisor.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wasquita.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Persikowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye, motion carried.
Resolution 48-25 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve application submission to the Hudson River Valley Greenway Conservancy Trail Grant Program.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take a roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wasquita.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Persikowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye, motion carried.
Resolution 48-26 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve application submission to the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee Police Traffic Services Grant Program.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wasquita.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Persikowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye, motion carried.
Resolution 48-27 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve the execution of site lease agreement with Dish Wireless LLC and Crown Castle, and to accept the one-time commencement fee.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wasquita.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Persikowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye, motion carried. Oh, that's it?
Yes.
So, just so the public's aware, not only is a copy of that local law and the cannabis regulation available at the town clerk's office, but it will also be on the town's website.
And it's also the long-form EAF is going to be in there, and also the next posted meeting for that was on, I believe, April 11th,
April 11th at
at
3:30.
3:30 here at the town hall.
Thanks.
Special meeting, yes. Okay, any new or old business?
I got, so a request for proposal is out for fencing around the basketball court, as well as fencing around Hackett Hill. So request for proposals are out for that right now.
That's for down at Dinsmore.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. The Dismore Park and Hackett Hill Park for fencing.
All right, anything else?
Got anything, Liz?
Donna?
Ward 3, we're moving forward with the Hyde Park Assisted Living Crosswalk. Some emails went back and forth, so Pete is finalizing the equipment and supplies and what needs to be done to get that in the works. So that's, should be coming our way fairly soon. Also, in my ward, Union Cemetery, we have a new landscaper that we just passed a resolution for that already hit the ground running. They've been cleaned up around the signs, took care of a lot of the brush and debris and stuff that are around the grave sites, and cleaned up everything possible, and they're gonna keep working on it as they're going along with their contract, get the mowing situated. We got new trash cans coming, 55-gallon barrels to be putting out all around the site so that people can start putting their reefs and debris in there. And I just want the public to know that the town of Hyde Park inherited this kind of mess from over at the Union Cemetery, so we've been working and trying to get everything brought back up to where it needs to be. We know over the last year or so that we had problems over there with the grounds and upkeeping, but we're trying to regulate the cost and manage as things come about to take care of what we need to do. I feel comfortable that with this new gentleman that's going to be taking care of the lawn maintenance and the parks and recreation, helping us out a little bit, that you're going to see 100% improvement over what you've seen last year, which is tremendous, because last year we did come a long way with the Union Cemetery. There's a lot of work to be done. It's been neglected over the years, and it's going to take us a little time to get it back, be back to where it needs to be. But listen, it's in my ward. We all have family members there. We're going to do the best we can to get it back to where it needs to be. Also, good news for the people in Ward 3. We just obtained a $200,000 resilience grant to address the flooding from basically Crum Elbow Road at the East Park Light all the way down to the county dam. Now, this $200,000 grant was given out to 5 municipalities, and we were one of the 5 to obtain it. So that is a tremendous stride. So what this grant's going to do for us, with the help of Richard Maddox, our good friend, with some mapping and some education that he has, and all the data, our town engineer, and all the information that we compiled from our neighbors, we are going to be passing on to this company that will come in, do an independent study. We'll take a look at the troubled areas, we'll look at the ponding areas, figure out means and methods, and start plotting and mapping and getting as far as they can get for their $200,000 worth of this grant, so that we can move on to the next grant to finish up the project. So this is a tremendous stride for the people over there in Ward 3. We have never seen this type of money come to our ward in a long time, and we're excited to get that going. As far as the dam project down where the county is, down the Creek Road, they installed the valve, and Pete Sotero and the town and the county, with the help of Richard Maddox also, is going to start having some discussions of, you know, how to exercise the valve, and if there's heavy flooding, if upping the valve would help relieve the flooding uphill and things like that. So we're starting to do some heavy negotiations with the county to get that in the works, so that down the road, when we have some major flooding, hopefully with the reconstruction of the dam and this pipe work, that the town of Hyde Park will see some relief. Also, we're in the works of finalizing, I believe the contracts went out, if they didn't in the last couple of days, for the for the Roosevelt Fire District property back on Bill Reynolds Boulevard. That was where the old Roosevelt Firehouse was. That's also in Ward 3 in my ward. The Roosevelt Fire District owns this piece of land that they had their old firehouse before they moved down and built a new one on Route 9G. The town is going to purchase that for, what did we say, $1, Kyle?
I think $1, yeah.
$1 from the Roosevelt Fire District to obtain that property, and we also started doing some survey work there, and we are also talking to our grant writer to start trying to obtain grants so that we could possibly put some more pickleball courts there and a little pavilion, and try to make that a nice little park area for the people up in Roosevelt Road, Franklin, Haviland, that area. So we've come a long way in the last few months. That's it.
The one thing I'd like to bring up is this April 13th, right here at the United Methodist Church, from 10 to 2, there's going to be another repair cafe there. And the reason I brought that up is the folks that show up there that donate their time and resources are such a great bunch of people. I had from my own personal experience, I had a lamp with a 3-way bulb that hadn't worked in years. I brought it there, they fixed it straight up for me, and I got to meet a whole new group of people there. And it's, even if you don't have nothing to fix, I would suggest you stop by just to say hello. Once again, that's going to be on the 13th from 10 to 2. Was there something you wanted to add?
Free.
Yes, they donate their time and their resources there. It's a great group of people. I would encourage anybody to go there. You need tools sharpened, anything around the house fixed, anything you can carry in there. Wonderful, wonderful group of people. I can't wait to go back. Thank you.
I'd like to add to the grant that we received for $200,000. Our grant writer did such a job, we were only requesting 140. But the way it was written and presented to the county, they upped it to $200,000, which is good, because we'll be able to get a lot
Pizza?
accomplished with that in that design phase.
April 13th is also townwide cleanup.
Come up right on the mic here, Dot, please.
Gotta get that in. Oh, hey, Richard, I didn't see you here. It's a good thing, we get talking and we never stop. Dot Shenevert, Hyde Park Chamber of Commerce, and also with Visual Environment. We're doing a townwide cleanup and mulching on the 13th, so we're looking for volunteers to come out and help clean up, pick up stuff and get the mulch down. I'm very happy to report that although Bob Delarme is not allowed to be on the truck shoveling mulch, he will be out with us to help clean up, because he is doing fabulous. And we're also really relieved.
That's good news.
Yeah. Do I
What time
need,
does that start, Dawn?
I think 9 o'clock. I think they're meeting here. No, they're meeting at Ulster Savings. Yeah, they're meeting about 9 o'clock. We'll get a hold of Kathy Lane to find out more about it with the Visual Environment, but we're partnering with them as well. And we're partnering with the Heroes. We're actually paying for 3 banners that will be put up. We voted on that last fall. Yeah.
What else is going on? Anything exciting coming up?
Well, breakfast tomorrow morning. Our second Tuesday of the month is our breakfast. And we're celebrating Anderson Center for Autism because they're celebrating 100 years. You're all welcome to come. I'm sure it's at Capola's at 7:30. And although you haven't signed up, I'm sure there's plenty of food. John does a very good job there. And then the 18th of this month, we're also celebrating Anderson at La Katrina's for an after hours, which is free to members to come and, again, celebrate. Anderson Center, I've known them for so many years, and it's just amazing. This world-class organization that we have in our community is just wonderful. And then on May 9th is our Business of the Year. It's going to be at Joseph's, and we're celebrating Sue Serino and the Serino Realty family. So I'm hoping you're coming to join us there. It's really limited seating, so we need to have you sign up ahead of time.
We just got the invitations today.
I know, I brought them over myself.
Very nice, thank you.
It'll save a little bit of postage anyway, so. Yeah, and then there's some other things we're going to have. We have a new office, so we're going to have a ribbon cutting and a reception at the new office in June. I don't know the date yet, and but yeah, I think our town is doing fabulous. I love the look of it. We looked good all winter, and yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you guys for being a part of this. You know, we're going to do it, and we're going to get sewer.
Thank you, Dot.
One other thing.
Sewer in my lifetime, please.
One other thing we had the pleasure to do today, we took a trip, me and the supervisor took a trip to Saratoga with the whole gang, with a lot of town employees. Michael Dupree got the New York State Federation of Planners Federation, one of the major awards. So we went to Saratoga to take a ride and have a lunch with the whole gang. There was about 200 people from every surrounding town, and we were very pleased to see Michael Dupree get one of the major awards with over I think he had 60 recommendations, right, for the award. So he was very pleased. We're very honored to have Michael get that award. He's a hard-working individual, and it was a very nice day.
It's good.
Can I add one more thing?
Sure can.
Farmers Market. Richard just reminded me. How could I forget? Farmers Market opens June 1st. It's our 21st year. And last year, it seemed like somebody flipped a switch because everybody wants to seem to get into this market. It's been an interesting balancing act because I don't know if you've ever done a farmer's market, but it's hard work. So I want to make sure that all of our vendors do well. And of course, we're across the street from 9 to 2, first Saturday of June to the last Saturday of October. And I know you all, I see you there because I'm there, so. But Richard just reminded me, how can I?
No, you guys do a tremendous job. I know it's a lot of hard work. All your volunteers, your gang, yourself, Dot, and Bob DeLorme, the whole gang, they do a phenomenal job, and we're very proud of you.
We have so much fun. The vendors that we have are truly nice people. They've often mentioned it may be in the rules and regulations, but it's not in there to be nice. But our vendors are nice. They help each other. I've got 5 or 6 new vendors coming in this year, and I have also told them, we will have help if you need it. So, yeah. And it's interesting because we had talked about the possibility of moving the farmers market to the back parking lot, but I don't think so. I think we'll stay where we are.
It looks like you're going to be there for the whole year with no issues across the street?
I don't think so.
Good.
I don't think so. I think, it's been a good location. I'd like some help cleaning the parking lot.
Okay. We get the hint.
I know. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Make the contractors do it. All right, if nothing else, can I have a motion to adjourn? Whoop.
I wanted Doc to go first, of course.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Kathy Raganetti, 24 Van Dam Road. And as you know, I have spoken to John and Al and Liz. I think I texted you and chit-chatted a bit. My concerns are what we are now referring to as Lake Rappa, which is at the base of Van Dam Road, drowning out all of the trees in Winnicke land, so I don't understand why they aren't going after our magnanimous Ever-Ready Diner. Note the sarcasm in my voice. But long and short, I fail to understand, and I don't want you as a town to expend any more money, because we spend plenty as it is, but you, as council persons and supervisor, are certainly able to negotiate with Ever-Ready, not meeting in their place of business, which is not a real brilliant move on my limited expertise, but I would think that you could meet at Hyde Park Florist, since they're underwater much of the time, thanks to Ever-Ready, or even at the Rappers Home if you wanted to do that. You could understand.
Would you like us to explain something to you before you
Sure.
go any further?
Go ahead, Al.
Okay, John Towler.
I'm sorry.
So we've been familiar with this for a long time.
Oh, yes.
And of course, there are a lot of issues in the town, flooding issues that really don't belong to the town. They're adjoining neighbors, they're property owner disputes, they're drainage easements that aren't documented easements. There's a lot of complications and turmoil that the town tries to negotiate behind the scenes and try to do the right thing. But you got to understand, as far as I'm concerned, ever since the social media started, where people go on, and I could pull it up on my phone and I could look up individuals' name, everybody bashing everybody and everybody calling this one at fault and that one at fault, causes so much havoc and tension. When we try to go out and talk to people, we just get an earful and we got to kind of walk away because we got to let that person cool down. So since everybody that me and Al talked to, and it's in Liz's ward, Liz has been talking to Amanda Rappa and Nancy. We've been talking to the Ever-Ready Diners. We've been talking to Andy. We decided now that Andy from the Hyde Park Florist.
Okay, gotcha.
We decided now that everybody kind of blew off all their steam, that we would set up a meeting, and last week we went out, myself, the supervisor, the town engineer, the Ever-Ready Diner, people went out and walked around and said, listen, what can we do to try to get some relief here? And-
Isn't that interesting? Because I've been directing my attention to Al, and I've spoken to you as well as Liz, and I heard nothing about this meeting.
Well, you haven't heard nothing about the meeting, because the meeting just happened, I think we went out there Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Just
Was at home, could have gotten me.
No, but here's the thing. We told Nancy and told Amanda and everybody else, we don't need 50 people out there arguing to try to figure out who's responsible and who's going to do this and who's going to sue that person. We went out there with just the approach, how can we solve it?
Did you have Department of Health with you?
No, we didn't have the Department of Health. The Department of Health was called on numerous allegations that there's sewer in the stream, and they've been out
That's when you and I spoke.
they've been out 4 times.
came back negative.
Gave us written letters to the supervisor saying it isn't raw sewage, so we're using all the county resources and all the town resources to spend money because people are talking out of turn. So now...
Which people are talking
Well,
out of
whoever
turn?
said there's sewer in their basement, we had to send the health department over to confirm there was no sewer in the
Well,
basement.
I did, as I often do, walk the neighborhood,
Yeah.
and in Thanksgiving, my daughter happened to be home, and the foul smell emanating from the pond in front of the antique center, I have not smelled in the 41 years I've been living here, so...
Well, the sewer gas is not equivalent to raw sewer in somebody's basin. So when somebody makes an allegation, they need to make the proper terminology and call the proper agency. By calling the town, we can't do anything. We have to refer it to the health department, and the health department has to come out.
Do you take names and numbers?
Oh, yeah, we do take names and numbers.
So
yeah.
you have ways to go back to certain people and say, you alleged this?
No, because we're one step further. We're trying to solve the problem. So I'm fast forwarding now because I don't want to call this one and that one because every
Well,
time...
that's very good to hear, but, I mean, I've been here since October, and it has been flooded nonstop since then. And I don't know how many trees you know, but the most that I know don't do really well with reverse osmosis, or in this case, actual
Like we try to
osmosis.
explain to you nicely, this isn't a town problem, but we're trying to address it. So let's move one step farther, because I just don't want to keep arguing, because that's why I don't like to return anybody's calls back. Everybody comes at me like I'm a bad
I
bear.
never come at you.
Yeah, so what we agreed to do, we agreed to basically, we came up with a number that we think that would take to go on the south side of Famous Pete's building, where the pipe comes underneath his building, excavate that area, cut a hole in the pipe, and we're going to bring in a special jetter flusher truck and try to blast that pipe clean, heading back towards the catch basin that's in the north parking lot that's fenced around. There's a lot of debris, and in fact, even in Winnicke's trail, we walk down where the outlet pipe are, half the pipe is plugged with leaves and brush and debris. Over the years, when that water comes in, and we found it out at the Union Cemetery, we were just there a couple weeks ago, that brush and debris and all the leaves and compost builds up, and the water can't flow, and it creates a tight obstruction. So we agreed that we were going to excavate this pipe, attempt to bring a truck in to flush it with high-pressure hoses from the south heading to the north. If it doesn't work, we're going, if that doesn't work, we're going to the catch basin at the north and try to flush back to the pond to see if there's any major obstructions to get the water to flow. If we cannot do that, we would then know that chances are, when we're putting this flusher truck or the hose in there, we're going to hit a blockage. And we're going to know where the distance of that blockage is, and then have the next conversation of where the blockage ends up falling. Does it fall underneath the building? Does it fall to the north? Does it fall to the south? And figure out how we're going to go about fixing that.
And who is expending this money, Everett?
So right now, we came up with a general proposal that is going to cost $8,500 to do. So, and that is an excavator to go in there for the day, a power flusher and a trucker, a crew to go in there to cut the pipe and utilize everything and flush everything and hopefully solve the problem and backfill the pipe all in one day.
From your lips to God's ears, but
Okay, so
who
that's-
is expending this
Okay,
money?
no, slow down a little bit. So that scope of work is going to be, right now, the Ever Ready Diner agreed to pay 1/3 the cost.
1/3?
So now,
Because?
That's the way.
because you're not letting me finish. So
I'm
now
trying, I'm
walking o-
trying.
I'm walking over to the north end of the parking lot, and I talked to Hyde Park florist and talked to Andy. He agreed to pay 1/3 the cost. So now we came back, and the supervisor directed the supervisor's secretary to send an email to Winnicke Land Trust and say, listen, we have 2/3, and your property abuts by this, and you're contributing this brush and debris. We would like you to pay 1/3 of the cost also. And Monday, hopefully, Tuesday, we were hoping to get a response. Kathleen Davis sent that to the board of directors at the Winnicke Trust, and we're waiting. As soon as we get confirmation that they're in agreement, then we will schedule the work and start the first phase of work, and hopefully get the ball rolling.
I appreciate all that, John.
You're welcome. You're
I
welcome.
would also like to add that since the town has leverage of an illegal drive-through that was shoved in under the auspices, let's say, of COVID, and I did my due diligence because I assumed a local restaurant needed monies, so I ordered at Eveready every single week during COVID. Had I known they were screwing their neighbors, I would have attributed that money to Capola's, to Antonella's, and several other places in and around the town, as opposed to deep pockets at Eveready. So, I hope this moves forward. I give you accolades for continuing in this route. But if nothing is done, I would hope you would put a little pressure on illegality in our community.
They agreed, like with no problem, to kick in there.
Well, that's good, because 6 months later, it's like dead
Well,
trees after the fact.
Nobody did not listen to anyone. As soon as we heard
That's a
the
double
raw
negative,
sewage,
but go
we
ahead.
had the DCWW, we had the Board of Health there within an hour.
Okay.
They tested everything and said it's not. It's not even in a floodplain. But there is responsibility of Winnicke to keep their culverts clean, to make sure the drainage doesn't get clogged up. But a lot of that came down and went into that stream, into the culverts from there, and it just starts to build up. If there's any pinch point, which we think there is, a pinch point where it changes pipe size, which that could have backed it all up. It doesn't mean...
I guarantee you there's a pinch point under Pete's Famous, but barring that, there is also flooding coming from a culvert under Van Dam Road into that same spot, and I think Howie is aware of this, but, I mean, you've got to...
We talked to him, and once we try to get this water flowing, we're going to reevaluate the area. But with that being said, I'm not going to attack any of the businesses, I'm not going to attack any of the residences.
You'll leave that to me, thank you.
I'll leave that to you, but listen, in all due respect, there are a lot of neighbors up there that are blowing leaves and stuff, and we got to keep trying to educate the people. You can't blow them into just because there's a stream or a low area or a pocket, don't blow the leaves in there, because this is the problem that they cause, and everybody is a major contributor to what the problem that we have there. It's just not one single person.
I need an explanation of that, John, because...
Well, because all the lawns, all the wind that blows from in Mrs. Rappa's lawn and all the leaves that are accumulated on the road, they blow in that Winnicke, and Winnicke doesn't go there and clean that trail and pick all the leaves up and truck them away. That stuff
It's been underwater for over 6 months.
But prior to 6 months,
Yeah.
if you could bring me a contract where they have a contractor that is cleaning the debris and raking this stuff up, I'd be more than glad to entertain it. But nobody's doing their fair share. That's why.
Well,
we
may
don't
I
wanna-
just say that for years, because we moved in 1984, we have always, with the exception of now, been able to walk the end of Van Dam Road up to the little waterfall in the little stream along the Winnicke land there, and I've not been able to do that.
Well,
So
we're
instead,
working on
what I
it.
have done is gone over to Water Tower, I have gone over to the next place and gone in that route, but it's only that area that's blocked, and I dare say that's due to a blocked pipe from you-know-who.
Well, listen, we're moving forward. It's a positive direction. We'll just,
And I wouldn't be here if I knew that.
yep. Yep. If I had an extra 4 hours in my day to have the conversation with you,
we
I would
just
have
finished
more than
that.
clear.
The thing is,
Called you.
it just happened, and I was going to speak to you and Mrs. Rappa
Nancy
and
and
her
Courtney?
daughter. But I wasn't going to say anything until I knew that this was, that everything was in play, that Winnicke was notified before somebody else calls Winnicke and says, what are you going to do about it? And this, that, and the other thing. I was giving it a week to get in progress so that I could update you with, more positive news. You brought it up tonight, so now we know.
Thank you. 2 other points. With whom are we conversing with the Eveready Diner? Is it Costa or is it Gus's grandson?
It's irrelevant. I'm not going to start throwing names. It's irrelevant. We're solving the
Oh,
problem.
I think it is relevant, but okay, I'll let you slide with that one, John.
No, what's the relevance?
The relevance would be historically who has been most abusive to community members and my neighbors. That's the relevance. It may be nothing to you, but I, as a longtime Hyde Park resident, find that obnoxious.
Well, I've been here 62 years. I lived in the town of Hyde Park since the day I've been born, so I'm a longtime resident, and we're trying to get the problem solved, and that's the best I could say.
And I appreciate that. I also applaud you for your due diligence with the septic issues.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Look
Thank
forward
you.
to seeing something happen.
Thank you very much for
We are
coming.
too.
Anything else tonight?
We good? All right, motion to adjourn.
So move.
Okay. Meeting adjourned, thank you.
Thank you.
You.
I have one other question.